So good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here at Liberty State Park. It is always such a homecoming whenever I am in this special place. I am really grateful that all of you have made the time to join us this morning and throughout the afternoon to explore some of the latest designs that our team has worked to prepare for the Liberty State Park Revitalization Program. For those I have not yet had the chance to meet personally, I'm Sean LaTourette, and I have the real honor of serving our state as its Commissioner of Environmental Protection. And so many folks, thank you. And your DEP does a lot of different things, including stewarding our natural assets. Our Assistant Commissioner for State Parks, Forests, and Historic Sites, John Cecil, raise your hand, oversees all of the state parks throughout our state, including here at Liberty State Park. If our Liberty State Park staff would raise your hands, these events don't happen without you. This park is not well cared for without you. And we thank you for what you do for the public every single day. Our Deputy Commissioner of the DEP, Jane Rosenblatt Burkhofer, if she'd raise her hand, get to know Jane, whose portfolio includes the many endeavors that we have to revitalize natural assets across the state. And of course, our Urban State Parks Administrator, Maggie McCann, who many of you know Maggie. And back there in the corner, our team from the Office of Natural Resource Restoration, led by Stacy McEwen. If Stacy waved her hand a bit, you see Stacy there. Stacy has one of the coolest jobs in all of state government. She beats up the bad guys for throwing their pollution at us all, and then takes their money and does beautiful things with it. I also want to point out that incognito, we have our own Congressman, Rob Menendez, with us here today. Congressman, thank you. So a couple of points that I wanted to share with you all today about what it is that we're trying to do in this space, but the progress, a reflection also of the progress that we are making in this revitalization program. So thanks to Governor Murphy's leadership and the partnership with our state legislature, we've secured additional funding in our most current state budget to advance this project to its next milestone. So I want to thank again our governor and supportive friends in the legislature for that. And so we're here today to reflect upon the public feedback that we've received over the last year throughout the task force meetings and throughout the public open houses that we have hosted. Right? All of the comments and feedback that members of the public have offered to us have been poured over by the teams at DEP and our supporting design engineers from ARUP, and if the ARUP team and their subs would raise their hands. You've got Amelia Casey there in gray. Amelia, raise your hand, leading the way. Thank you, Amelia. And we're now advancing to the next stage of bringing all of that together into a one park vision. And so Amelia in a moment will give you some instructions for how to navigate this room and how we're looking for your feedback on your feedback so that we're sure that we're moving in the right direction. And at the same time, wanted to share some updates for you on our initial phase, which is well underway for the restoration or remediation and restoration of the park's interior. As folks may remember, we broke ground on that project about 11 months ago in October of 2023. And over the course of the last year, a lot has happened. Folks may have noticed some of the trees coming down, the vegetation being cleared. We've got contractors out right now over the course of this month and through the next, continuing their sampling and characterization efforts so that we're sure to get all the nasties dealt with that have been left behind, including the history of disposal of munitions of explosive concern in the center of the park. But don't worry, we've got folks on scene to well handle that material, and there is no risk to you and your families of being in and enjoying this park in the meantime. We'll continue throughout the balance of this year and into next on that remediation work, leading into the restoration process that will unfold beginning next year. Now look, environmental remediation of long abandoned property that has been the recipient of historic contamination does take a bit of time, longer than any one of us would like, but thankfully we've got folks who've got their feet on the gas, moving us forward every single day. So I want to thank the team, particularly in our Office of Natural Resource Restoration and the supportive engineers and those in our contaminated site remediation program who are making sure that as this is done, there will be absolutely no risk to the public, that your public health is protected, and that you can enjoy these spaces into the future with a sense of safety and security, and of course enjoy the beauty that will result. I'm also really proud to share that in part, thanks to Congressman Menendez's efforts in Washington, we've secured an additional $7.3 million for the work here at Liberty State Park. And this is an award from the federal government, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, through what's called the Biden-Harris administration's Climate Resilience Regional Challenge, recognizing that places like the one we're in face real and increasing threats as a function of our continually changing climate, and that by leaning into nature-based solutions and enhancing our resilience through features like enhanced wetland creation, making sure that we are bringing to the south part of the park in the wetlands area. Folks are familiar with the Richard Sullivan Natural Area in places like that where wetlands are drowning from sea level rise here and all around the planet, that we are able to invest in those resources and their health, because they are in part of the solution of defense to increasing climate risks, storm surge, and the like. So thank you, Congressman, for those efforts. Those funds will be put to very good use. So I thank you again, all of you, for being here. I hope what you see is a reflection of feedback that you've shared, and that you'll continue sharing your thoughts, your hopes for this space. We are all in this work of revitalizing the park together, and there is a continuing spirit of collaboration and synthesis that drives this process, because we know that in this space we can answer for so many of the needs of our communities, our resilience needs, a need to attenuate floodwater and protect against storm surge, our needs for more active recreation, our needs to bring more young people into this park to be able to enjoy athletics, and ability to celebrate our history, including with the restoration of this very area, the biggest point of consensus throughout this process being the revitalization of this corridor here down Audrey Zapp Drive, and the train sheds that stand behind us. You'll notice that we've wrapped them in part of the vision of what this future can be, and folks are dutifully working and have been out here last month doing the structural evaluations necessary to begin the restoration of this historic terminal space into the community gathering space and arts and neighborhood marketplace that we know it can be, and we will continue moving forward over the next year in the work down this corridor. So please share your reflections on what you have seen here. We'll continue listening, we'll continue refining, and to give you a sense of how to navigate this space, I'm going to ask Amelia to come on up and join us. And thank you all.
Hello, good morning, everyone. This is a great crowd, extremely excited to be here. Before I start, I will say, for those parked in Lot 8, the ferry lot just where I'm pointing here, please go to Joanne and she will validate your parking for you. So thank you, Joanne. Thank you all again for coming here. I know it was a lot to get here, and we appreciate your feedback, and this is why we're all here today. My name is Amelia Casey, as Commissioner LaTourette mentioned. I'm the project manager for the South Master Plan and working with our design team on all of the other various efforts going on through the revitalization program. I will keep this brief and just give you an overview on what we've got for you today. So a lot of you already kind of parked at the Station 1 over here, the dark orange. This is just a little bit of an introduction on what we heard in the last open house in May 11th, some site-wide strategies specific to mobility, resilience, sustainability, what you'll kind of see across the entire park, really introducing the program, revitalization program, as one park approach. Then if you progress over to the kind of dark green boards, you'll see over there, this is focused on Liberty State Park North. So you all saw the kind of past conceptual plans. We've made some updates per your feedback there. There's some great visuals for you to picture yourself in the park, learn about what's happening in the train shed, the rigorous investigations going underway there to really revitalize that. Then you can make your way to the other set of orange boards for the interior. As the commissioner mentioned, this is focused on the restoration effort going on in the interior itself. And then finally, we've got the Liberty State Park South section. This is really where we want to hear from you on your priorities of what programs you want. Give your priorities there, put your sticky dots, and then also learn about the great kind of updates to the Southern Athletics Hub. We really want to hear from you the specific kind of athletics and active recreation opportunities to put in that park. And then after that, feel free to come up with anyone with sticky names here. We're able to help you and answer any questions you may have. And again, just thank you all so much for being here. This is wrapping up at around 2 p.m., but we'll be here to answer any questions. And just a reminder too, there is an online comment form if you want to provide more feedback after the fact. So thank you all again, and really excited to talk with you all.
All right, let's have at it, everybody. Thank you again.